happening right now. Convicted killer Richard Allen in the courtroom getting sentenced for the 2017 murders of Abby Williams and Libby German. Again,
happening right now.
Absolutely.
A jury found him guilty of murder and felony murder last month. Newly filed court documents also revealing that Allen has chosen not to participate in the pre-sentencing process.
Yeah, not only that, but that his defense team plans on minimally even participating in the hearing today, arguing he was wrongfully convicted for various reasons.
Fox 59's Kit Hanley, our team covers this morning from Delphi outside the courthouse. And Kit, can you tell us how we got here and what we can expect inside the courtroom this morning?
Yes, of course. Angela, Daniel, good morning. As you said, this 9 a.m. sentencing hearing is underway right now. We saw Richard Allen entering the courthouse at about 8:50. His defense attorneys are here. Judge Frangol is here. And I'm going to bring in Russ McQuaid because, as we know, he's been following this case very closely since the very beginning. Now, Russ, can you walk us through what exactly is happening in the courtroom right now?
Matter of fact, Marcus, I'll get out of the way. Pan up to the top, up to the third floor up there, Marcus, the corner up there, just above that Christmas decoration. That is the third floor courtroom of Judge Frangol. And in that courtroom right now, behind those white opaque blinds, they are getting ready to do the sentencing of Richard Allen. Now, as opposed to during the trial when he was in civilian clothes, Richard Allen would have been let into that courtroom today in his jail orange fatigues. As a matter of fact, that courtroom is now ringed inside with not only state troopers but also sheriff's deputies, who many of them were dressed in suits during the trial to as not prejudice the jury. They're back in uniform. That courtroom is full, and on those front windows right there, that is the side of the courtroom where the families of Libby and Abby are sitting, getting ready to testify. Marcus, I'll come back into the picture right now. And when they testify this morning, they will talk about the impact that the trial, that the murders had on them. The attorneys will make their arguments. Kit, what is interesting is that Richard Allen's team really won't put up much of a defense to put forth an argument for mitigating factors with Judge Gull. They already assume she's going to sentence him to 130 years, that is 65 years apiece for each murder. Conviction they consider unjust, and they said that basically to submit letters in Richard Allen's behalf really is a fool's errand.
Yes.
They're focusing instead on the appeal, and Richard Allen is expected today to announce in the courtroom, I intend to exercise my right to appeal.
Yes, of course, and we also want to mention there are many factors as to why the defense team is going to appeal. There were those photos released by ISP during the investigation that weren't allowed to be used in the trial. There was also the Odinism theory. There's many factors that they want to appeal this case for. What is the chance of a new trial here?
I think there's going to be a hearing within the next year or two at the Indiana Court of Appeals. It'll be a different set of attorneys, of course, who specialize in appeals. You can go get an appeal based on two basically concepts. One is the concept of either prosecutorial or investigative misconduct. There have been some mistakes in the investigation. There will be something there, but I think really this appeal is going to be based on orders and motions denied by Judge Gull. The defense over 2 years filed a lot of motions, especially to bring in third-party suspects, to talk about those sketches that did not resemble Richard Allen. She turned all those down, often without hearing an argument, not to mention the fact a year ago she was trying to fire those attorneys off the case. They're going to argue prejudice, so that's why they won't really participate that much in today's hearing, keeping their powder dry to go for that appeal over the next couple of years.
Yes, Russ, great insight there. You know, you mentioned that the families will be talking about the impact on their families, and we do want to mention that Becky Patty, Libby German's grandma, she changed her profile picture to a picture of her beautiful granddaughter here. You can see Libby German. She had just updated this about 3 hours ago on the day of the sentencing. So, you know, of course, this is a very big day for both families, for all involved, you know.
And the gag order will come off today. After the sentencing, everybody involved in this trial has been under a gag order. They couldn't talk to you and me. After this sentencing is done, we expect to attend a press briefing with the Indiana State Police, with the prosecutor, and with the families. Don't expect, however, to hear anything from Richard Allen's side of the table.
Russ, thank you so much. Great stuff here. And we do want to mention that our Max Lewis is in the courtroom right now. He'll have the very latest for you from this sentencing online and on air later today. And Angela and Daniel, I'm sure you guys are going to want to talk about the motion filed by the state to seal the very disturbing crime scene photos.
Yeah, that's coming in about an hour and a half ago.
Yeah, we were able to get that motion that was filed. So again, basically just the prosecutor saying, we want to keep that private. Basically, the family's been through enough. Do you really want to release that and have those all over, even though the defense had already allowed those to be out through some of the people that had worked around them in the past?